Hey, good morning, everybody. This is, I want to say day 5, maybe day 6. I don't even know what the day of the date is. I think it's a Thursday in August. That's what happens when you travel. You're on vacation. You lose track of the days. I guess that's a good thing. So it's around 7 o'clock in the morning. We're in Canada at a Thousand Trails campsite. We have a Thousand Trails membership back in the States, and there's one or two here close on the southern part of Canada. There's no charge. Kind of nice campsite. It's called Cultus Lake. It's right over the border north of the town of Linden, Washington. Was last night, but I'm walking on the campsite a bit. Sorry, some things. Oh, got a little rash. Slept real good. I just did a tarp. I just did the tarp. It's brown. It's matching. I just did a tarp and sleeping pad, and I was very comfortable last night. It was very nice. And then fortunately we have power. Let me turn the polarity around so I can walk. So we have power, which is good. This was free because we have the membership, but we free as far as paying, monthly for it. But we're able to, power up stuff, and that's important. We're have all these electronic things going on. So we have power. I took a shower this morning. This tarp was actually in that wooded area. I just put a sleeping pad in my sleeping bag, and I was out. What was going on with the motorcycle in Linden? We had installed that new battery, but the battery hookup, instead of having a hex bolt like most of them do, it's a lithium battery, and it had an Allen key head, and it just backed out. So what might have been a very, abrupt halt or delay in our trip just turned out to be take the panels off. We did tighten it down. We put blue Loctite on it, thread Loctite, whatever, that blue stuff. We threw that on there, so hopefully that alleviates. We shouldn't have to revisit that issue. Everything else, little by little. It seems like I had to limp the bike this far up on the 3 days that should have been the most inconsequential days, were the most so far. Every single day something happened. I'm going through now. If you guys are following me, I'm going through, and in the military we called it a PMCS, where we checked our vehicles every morning before we left. So I'm doing that now. And I did it a lot on my Route 66 trip. But obviously, if you guys were following me, the speedometer cable came loose, so I finger tight that, make sure that's tight. I am checking my brake pads on the depth. I've had them run out when I was on Route 66. I don't know, because a Gen 1 KLR does not have the best brakes, but the brake pads are good. The PSI on the tire, I'm trying to keep it between 35 front and back. It dipped down to 30 yesterday, and today they're 25. And everyone knows tire pressure can change with altitude and temperature, and part of that temperature is not only the ambient environment temperature, but also the temperature of the tire itself, running on the highway. So I just got to keep an eye on that. Oil's doing fine. My oil level has not been compromised at all. The only time is when I had that issue on that very first day when we dumped the oil because of the cracked engine case. But the oil level's doing fine. Electronics, I was complaining about this going out, but that was part of the loose wiring issue. So my Zumo GPS is good. The only thing I'm kind of experiencing now in Canada, since we came into Canada, is that my phone, which is on AT&T, and I called AT&T in advance and I asked them this question. They said everything will work fine. Now, me and Greg are able to send. We already have T-Mobile. Greg has T-Mobile. I have AT&T. We just started into Canada. We are both able to text and call. But finding the camp yesterday, I'm glad I had pre-plotted it in the United States, because neither one of my GPSs were helping us find this. I had to go in and find a historical map that I had saved as I was plotting it through the month for this trip. But maybe because I'm out of some kind of range, I'm not sure, and that's going to affect the frequency of my videos also. Now today's gonna be a long day. We're going from Cultus Lake up to Prince George, so it's a 500-mile day. I'm not going to convert kilometers for you right now, but it's a 500-mile day. They're saying it's about an 8-hour day, according to my pre-plotting. Due to just the speed limit. We're keeping an eye on making sure we're traveling. Actually, Greg is keeping an eye on making sure we're traveling kilometers and not miles. There's a few times yesterday where I just wasn't paying attention. Would have gotten a ticket if a cop saw me, I'm sure. But that's just it, some connectivity, which means that I'm probably not going to be pushing out these videos intermittently, evenly. You'll probably get like 3 of them at a time. When I get Wi-Fi, I'll probably put 3 of them out. So Greg did tent, and he brought up a good point. You know, we don't always have to break out the tent stakes every single time. Both our tents are pretty much the same dimension, but they're free. What do you call it? Freestanding? Yeah, they're freestanding tents. So, you know, not every time we camp, especially just for the night, do we have to break out the hammer and the tent stakes. But that was Greg's humble abode. I was out like a light yesterday. So we're packing up now. Should be on the road soon. Our first stop is we want to get fueled up and hit it. So that's about it, everybody. Hopefully it should get more interesting after this. Today's just going to be a blitzkrieg day to Prince George. And then the day after that, tomorrow we arrive in Dawson Creek. I should be doing some really cool videos because we're going to get there. It's a shorter ride day, but we're going to see some restaurants and some sites, you know, take the historic pictures as we start the Alcan, the Alaska-Canadian Highway. Which, if you're just watching this, some people refer to it as the Alcan, some people refer to it as the Alaska-Canadian Highway, and other people just now simply refer to it as the Alaska Highway. Okay, that's it. Have a good day, guys. Bye.